Hey everyone, and welcome back. We are going to be learning about how to present your prototype. So you want to use the presentation view while you build and test your prototype, or basically when you're ready to share it with somebody, because you can share the actual design editor file like this, or you can, press this little button and go to present. So over here, I have my prototype. Up here, I can share it right there. So the great thing is you can preview static designs on specific devices. You can present slides for presentations here. You can build and test interactions and animations. You can even run usability tests with users. So it's really great. Now let's take a look at this whole presentation view in a bit more detail. So you need to click that play button in that toolbar right here to get to that actual presentation view. Now I'm going to, keep it there. And I'm actually going to close this because I do not like the white. So I'm going to have to refresh that to be black. And it's still not showing up, but that's okay. Give it a little refresh. But okay, so we have our prototype right here. Now, the other thing we need to think about is in the presentation view, you can view a bunch of different things. So we have, if we go up here to the toolbar, this is the sidebar menu. So if you click this, you can show and hide that left sidebar. If I want to click and comment, I can click here and leave a comment directly on the prototype. You can view and select flows. So if there's more than one flow, they're going to show up here and you can select between multiple flows. You can set the prototype view options in the drop-down icon. So if I come here and I can see different things in regards to like the actual view options. You can interact with hotspots or enter keyboard shortcuts within your prototype. So if I just click off of there, if I click over just on the screen, that's my hotspot. That's lighting up for me. I can also use arrows to move between the prototype if I want to. You can disable this as well. And if you want to restart your prototype, you just press R. So same over here, and then I press R, it's going to restart the prototype from the beginning of the flow. So let's jump right in. So if we go into our presentation view options, we're going to see a bunch of different things. The first couple of options here, these several options are just to adjust the scale. So essentially the scale determines what size we display the prototype on. So 100% is basically 100%. You're going to display that full size, and that's going to be based on the size of the frame, depending on the frame and the screen size. So this may result in like a cropped prototype. You can see how it's already pushing the dimensions up here. Then we have the ability to fit. Now this is going to scale it down, and this is the default option. I like this option the best because it basically shrinks the prototype so that it's within the viewer's screen dimensions. And we have the ability to fill the screen. So this is another thing. This is going to actually scale it up or down to fill. So you're going to scale the prototype so that it fills the entire display on the screen size or resolution. And unlike fit, it sounds a lot like fit, but what it does that's a little bit different is that fill allows the prototype to be scaled up to fill the larger screens, whereas fit doesn't. And there we go. Now let's go down to some of these other options. So you can disable the default keyboard navigation if you want. So you won't be able to move like the space. You won't be able to hit R, space, and all those different types of things that allow you to move through the prototype or restart it. So people maybe you're sharing it to will not have that option. You can basically show the resolved comments. You can show only your comments. So if you have a lot of comments on a prototype, you can, access those. The other thing is a lot of people like to hide the hotspots clicking. So like this little indicator here, a lot of people like to hide it, especially for usability tests. They don't want to give people hints. So you can do that. The other thing you can do is when you share your prototype externally and you don't want all these different types of UI elements up here, like to see who's in the prototype, all that kind of stuff, you can actually show and hide the UI or even the sidebar. So you can hide that sidebar from there as well, but you can actually hide the whole UI. So people won't be able to do that and see that. And you can actually see the little shortcut to get out of that view because you won't be able to access the UI again. So I'm just going to, use that shortcut to bring it back. But that is essentially how you would use this little dropdown. Now, the last thing I do want to talk about is the full screen option. So let me just jump up here. If I click that, that's basically going to make everything full screen. So I can go ahead and hide the UI, and there we go. We have our full presentation. And this is how you present prototypes in Figma.